This is The Lesson of the Tree, Chapter 2. I Want It That Way. My mom is far from perfect. She is reminded of this all the time by people in her life. She is perfect to me, and I want to make sure that before her time on earth ends, she knows that I see her and know that she gave her blood, sweat, and tears for us. My mom came from a strong my mom came from a strong woman. She gave birth to four strong women that she had to raise. First came Sister T at age 19. Then, 18 months later, she found out she was pregnant with two twin daughters, Sister S and Sister C. And at the age of 23, she got pregnant with his eye, Stacy. To understand the woman, you must know the driving force behind her, which are four strong willed daughters. Strong will is a polite way of describing you're an asshole of a kid. You're strong willed is a polite way of describing your asshole of a kid. You know that time when they're screaming in the middle of Walmart for a toy you can't afford and your other kids are beating each other with dog toys? Sorry, she's a strong willed. You say it, you say it to the judgmental onlookers. So let's get to know the little assholes that are my sisters and me. Dude, my mom must raise these girls. Meet Tabitha. Oh, let's see. Meet Sister T. Sister T was named after Samantha's daughter, Tabitha, the hit show Bewitched. Wikipedia describes Bewitched is an Bewitched is an American television sitcom fantasy series originally broadcasted for 8 seasons on ABC, September 17th, 1964 to March 25th, 1972. It is about a witch who marries an ordinary mortal man and vows to lead the life of a typical suburban housewife. Sister T, as an Sister T, as an adult, is a Jesus-loving, hard-working, and very generous woman. The irony that my mother's Jesus-loving daughter was named after a witch's daughter is not lost on me. It honestly makes me giggle to myself. How Sister T was as a child. While being a Leo, she is the oldest child, and she was, for lack of a better word, bossy. She just was a born leader. I love my Sister T. She's my favorite sister. I don't have a favorite sister, but she's my favorite sister. I love all my sisters. She was she just was a born leader and always knew exactly what she wanted and knew how she was going to get it. And as a young and at a young age when we moved to our home in Rocky Fork Lake, a family that lived near us reached out to our family, invited us to church. My mom wanted only the best for us, said, sure. We all piled into a church van with several people that would be forever connected to us. That is when my sister T became very much a Jesus freak. For all the readers who don't know 90s Christian music, that's the best song. Google it, Jesus Talks, Jesus Freak. It's awesome. Sister T, the born leader she was, moved her entire family to North Dakota, where she climbed out of poverty and into riches. Now she is running a successful hotel for a multi-million-dollar businessman. Sister T is a mom of a 12-year-old daughter, Madison, and a 5-year-old son, Parker. Her husband, A, works at an oil company, and all she knew is that Ohio had nothing for her but poverty. She packed up her entire life and went west like a pioneer looking for gold. She found it, not real gold, but something better. The girl had courage enough to rebuild her family on nothing but sure will and determination for a better life. And by golly, The witch did it. She continues to give back after getting a fresh start. She is selfless and will do anything for anyone in need. And often I'm like, girl, why are you wasting your hard-earned money on them? She will say, because it's the right thing to do. And sometimes, well, sometimes, sometimes she gets burned and burned again. But the witch keeps doing it repeatedly. She needs, we need more sister T's in the world. The twins. One of them was born a minute first, and the other and have many arguments about who is older, and I cannot remember who was first, but let's go alphabetically. Sister C. As a child, Sister C liked to make her own reality, and as an adult, there may have been a sign of delusions. She has worked tirelessly to get well and stay well. Her love of art and whimsical way of seeing the world, she we are most alike and more like twins than her twin. After years apart, we lived together again, and that's not known until the future. Sister C was named after my mom's friend that passed away in a car crash. Being named after someone who passed away is tragic. It was a gift that my mom wanted to give her friend. She grew up a little jealous of her sister S, and our good friends, the Taylor sisters. The Taylor sisters were four daughters that were neighbors and we went to church with. They were all the same age and were like extended sisters. Our church sisters are very big impact. These girls were all so beautiful. Sister C always was super hyper aware of their beauty, and they had, and the feeling was that she was not beautiful. Her insecurities broke her year after year, feeling like she wasn't good enough. Instead of building her up, led her down the dark path of addiction. She tore through and broke down every relationship she had, both romantically and friendly. Years later, in sober, she is back and we cannot be happier. Her beauty glows from her like an inner sun. Cheryl has lived many years in her. Stacy, it's me. This is my story of the life lessons I've gathered from my mom and used in my own life story. I am the youngest daughter and often sit back and watch my sisters learn from each one's mistakes, repeating them and making my own. Each sister has a special interest in my life, and as big sisters do, may sometimes their intentions may have been pure, sometimes not so much. I am a mother of a 5-year-old boy named Danny, who is the motivation to make my life better. He is often the reason why I'm digging deep into my examples of parenting my mom gave me. And to be honest, sometimes just the thought of this little human needs me needs me to not be a POS so he doesn't turn out bad. Will spin me into a full panic attack. He needs me to survive, therefore I must show up every day for him, but for myself. Let's get a little deeper in my motivation behind my intention to write a book. Sister S, it's true. I sat down and wrote a book because Sister C, it's true. I sat down and wrote a book because of Sister C. Let's go back. Let's give you some backstory on the relationship. As children, me and Sister C were drawn together because of our similar personalities and bonded over our big girl complex. Yes, we bonded over our chubby girl ways. As we got older, tensions in the family were growing between the parents and the sisters, and during that time of my parents' addiction, Sister C had a dramatic exit from our family's household. She moved out and in with her boyfriend. This is after Sister T and Sister S both left in a similar dramatic exit. After about a year or two of living with my mom, After a year or two of living with my mom and dad during the darkest years of their addiction, we moved in the move from my hometown. I wanted to go to school in my hometown school where my friends were at. After living with my sister T, it was too strict for my high school wild ways. They left me and my sister, who let me do pretty much whatever a 16-year-old wanted. Her and her boyfriend for 2 years, which I lived, provided me with a warm meal and place to sleep. Did they teach me the foundations of how to be a functioning member of society? 50-50. Her boyfriend supported both my sister and I at 19. I worked a full-time job. He worked a full-time job, and my sister did not during this time. She took a class or two at Southern State Community College with no major vision in her life, and he did nothing but love her. And just so it's known, I was schizophrenic here too. So my schizophrenia is sometimes really hard on my sister at my sister C, and I figured out why. I'm gonna take out the end, so I'm gonna read the last paragraph and where it's gonna end. Stacy, me. This is my story of my life lessons I have gathered from my mom and used in my own life story. I am the youngest daughter and often sit back and watch my sisters learn from each other's mistakes, repeating them and making my own mistakes as all along the way. Each sister has a special interest in my life, as big sisters do, and sometimes their intentions may have been pure and sometimes not so much. I am a mother of a 5-year-old boy named Danny, who is my motivation in life to do better. He is often the reason why I'm digging deep in examples of parenting. Digging deep into my examples of parenting my mother gave. To be honest, sometimes just the thought of his little human needs me to not be a piece of crap. He does not, so he doesn't turn into a piece of crap, and so he doesn't turn into a piece of crap, will spin me into a full blown panic attack. He needs me to survive. Therefore, I must show up each day for him, but for myself.